Hi folks, this is a map of All Clear Alert Survey number 2. Please refer to my previous video to get caught up. Headphones or earbuds are a must for this video as well. Anyways, this is not the actual location you're looking at here, but this map is approximate. Sorry, but you never know who's watching, right? It consisted of 20 locations over 10 miles, and it took me 3.5 hours to complete. The numbered locations begin at 19. That's because Survey 1 had locations 1 through 18 in it. I'm doing this for the sake of organization. The yellow pins on this map are locations where nothing out of the ordinary is heard, and the red ones are going to be at the center of this video. There's a lot to cover here, and I don't have all summer to be editing fancy videos. So let's dive right in, shall we? Locations 19, 20, and 21 had nothing out of the ordinary heard in them. While we're on the subject of what would normally be expected to be heard with one of these, I'd like to introduce you to this timeline diagram, where I'll be mapping each positive result throughout the season. From left to right is the total average time per recorded location. Usually these files are between 10 and 15 minutes long. All figures are approximate and not to scale, so please keep that in mind. Not including the beginning of each recording where I verbally state the location, number, and the GPS coordinates, the typical action proceeds thusly. Get out of the car with a quiet door shut where I don't actually slam the door. Pull my video stick from the back seat. Then it's the walk into the woods with an acceptable distance, about half a football field. Then the audio is deployed, and I'll usually verbally state the location number for the video to be referenced, while silently panning the camera. Then I leave the recorder there and return to my vehicle. Usually a ding 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 sound can be heard as I open the car door. Then the door slam. Then I put the truck into gear. So up until this point, tire pops would be impossible because the truck was still in park. Now some gravel under rolling tires can be heard, some tire pops. Then it's the fade out. The bulk of each file is this area when I'm gone. Then comes the fade in as I can be heard returning. Then a car exit with a ding ding, and usually a quick, no-nonsense, noisy walk into the woods for retrieval. I'll be using this diagram throughout the season to map when these alerts happen. So here's where location 22's alert would be on our timeline diagram. And here's what my vehicle sounds like when engaging the transmission. No loud snapping sound, just a slight click. And here's what L22 looks like. Notice how the frequency of the tire pops only tops out at about 2 kilohertz. That's because the truck was about 50 yards away and through the woods, and those higher frequency sounds are the first to be lost over increasing distances. If the audio recorder was right next to the road, these tire pops would have frequency peaks well into the 8 to 10 kilohertz range. But my vehicle was 50 yards or so into the woods, like I said. So what I'm trying to say is that my audio is closer to these snaps than it is to my truck, and that it is a consistent theme with most of these alerts heard in this survey. Moreover than for me to try to define objectively why these snaps are closer than my truck, you can just tell with the naked ear. There's really no need for fancy definitions. You can just tell these things are closer. But I gave you all the fancy definitions anyways. I hope you're all wearing headphones or earbuds, by the way. If not, you know where the pause button is, right? Anyways, here's where Alert 23 is on our timeline, and here's what that area looks like.
Location 23.
See what I mean about the higher frequency spike with closer sounds? Did you happen to catch those 2 quick echo-like sounds after the snap? Almost like the impacting surfaces of the noisemaker were under a spring-like tension that bounced them back together again to give that quick echo-like sound. This had me perplexed for a while. Then it occurred to me last night what this sound-making device really could be. It could be from...
Hear that? And the ladies, we played a stick that was called the clapper stick.
You know, that almost sounds like bamboo.
Location 25.
You know, if somebody knows more about these Aboriginal clapper sticks, please let me know in the comments.
Location 25.
Oops, went a little too far. I gotta back up here.
Location 28.
Well, this one really freaks me out. These are my footsteps. I'm just getting out of the woods. Just barely out of the woods. And then this knock happens. It is so loud, I cannot believe that I didn't hear this. And how close do you think that snarl was to the microphone?
Location 29. Recorder.
Sorry about the wind, folks. It's hard to pick a day when there's absolutely no wind. That's a strange sounding knock. And I'm not 100% sure that that's not a human eyeball inside that mushroom.
Just up over the hill.
Those footsteps could be from any small mammal, I suppose. a basic knock about 45 seconds after I leave. Location 37. And finally, location 38, the last one of the day. Location 38. Okay, my mind is blown by how close they were to me, repeatedly throughout the survey, and I didn't have a clue. I have lost any shred of doubt as to the validity of these alerts and that they are produced by beings of considerable intelligence. Just look at this cluster here. How intelligent would they have to be to know the instant my truck is in gear? And that means that it's likely that I'm off to some other faraway place. What's really unnerving about that is how close are these things to where they can tell the instant my vehicle is put into gear. Some of those clapper sticks were sounding off when I was only a few yards from them, which also blows my mind. Can they cloak their sounds too? But the audio recorder is somehow immune to this audio mental block they put on me? Sounds far-fetched, but all ideas are on the table right now. I'm not 100% ready to commit to Crazy Town just yet. This possibility has to be acknowledged, but it scores low on my Occam's Razor hierarchy as of June of 2021. The more than likely top contender for my Occam's Razor hierarchy can be distilled from this. Considering that they outclass us about 1,000% in the woods, it's probably not too much of a stretch to assume they know exactly how much noise they can get away with based upon the noise I'm making underfoot as I'm moving along. Imagine me this, if you will, having some futuristic audio drone, maybe like a bioengineered dragonfly drone, that could keep a constant 100 feet in front of you as you walk through the woods. How many of these clapstick sounds would this drone be able to pick up? My guess is a lot more than you'd think. Their system of tactical reclusiveness seems near perfect in my opinion. They seem to have no weaknesses, moving in and around me as I'm walking to and from my truck, communicating with one another in an almost brazen manner, like, let's see how close we can get to the clueless human without him realizing it. Nearly perfect, but not quite. Maybe the entire concept of being able to record sounds on a device, like we can with video, is lost upon them. Maybe they know to keep quiet when we're around in the flesh, but when we're gone, they don't seem to hold back on the noise they make. They seem to have zero respect for what an audio recorder can do when compared to their level of respect for one of these. It's their only weakness, or the only one that I've found so far. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell to get notifications when I post a new video.